Good morning, Dreamhouse Nation. James Lewis of TDH. Joining us from the Goo Goo Dolls is Robby Takac. We are excited to have you on the show, Robby.
Yeah, man. Thanks for chatting about the program a little bit.
Oh, gosh, yeah, you got such great stuff coming up. I understand you recently had a streaming special with QVC and the Home Shopping Network. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's a new dawn out there, isn't it? Finding ways to share your music. And we had a little past relationship with them maybe about 10 years ago. We did a little bit of stuff with them. And, it's really difficult to sell physical stuff these days. It's a streaming world. So, the outreach that QVC and Home Shopping Network has, you can actually see yourself selling physical product, and it's a pretty amazing thing. So it turned out to be a great outlet. So we're pretty excited about it.
Definitely. I understand they had a special merch area, a virtual merch thing going on, and then they had like 50 CDs or 100, I think it was 50. It was either 50 or 100 that were autographed by the band. I mean, gosh, that's just such a cool collector's piece that even though people were doing the streaming thing, I like the traditional where you have the actual CD and you can just slide it right into the car.
Yeah, absolutely. Physical sales are actually going up. Vinyl seems to be popular again. So, it's very convenient, to have every song ever, at the end of your arm all day. It's a pretty amazing thing. But, there's always been a visual and physical component to music that I think people miss. So I think it'll be around for a long time.
Speaking of physically touring, being out there with the fans, what is your favorite part about that?
Definitely the show. I think the rest of it is, you could apply any other job. And, it involves an awful lot of travel, awful lot of airplanes, awful lot of highway miles, that kind of stuff. So, the travel's not great, but, after spending 2 years at home, John and I have been, pretty much touring our whole lives and, since the 80s. And, it was really strange for us to sit home for 2 years. So we had definitely got to feel what it's like, to not have that. And, I will tell you, it's, amazing to be back out here again and doing it.
Definitely. But I understand you weren't just sitting at home. I understand you were busy working on, Chaos and Bloom.
Yeah. We did a Christmas record. We did, an EP. And we went and spent 2 months in the middle of the woods in Woodstock, New York, in a old converted church that was built in the 1800s, and it was converted to a recording studio. And we spent 2 months out there and recorded a bunch of songs, and a portion of the fruits of that time spent in the woods is Chaos and Bloom. And there's still a few more songs kind of bubbling around too. So
nice.
It was a pretty fruitful time for us.
Oh, that's phenomenal. I was going to say that's always great when you can take the time and use it for something good, because I understand a lot of people, they had a lot of setbacks, they had a lot of downtime, they had a lot of feeling down during the pandemic, but it sounds like you guys really took that and embraced it and made some great things out of it. Now, of course,
John. John doesn't look to sit still. That's for sure.
Heck yeah. Now, of course, with your touring, fans are wondering, because you've got all this great new music, but you've got all the great catalog of music. How are you going to decide your playlist for the tour?
Well, welcome to our nightmare. It's a horrible. It's a wonderful problem to have, of course, but we've got an awful lot of songs now. So to distill it down to an hour and a half of music is tough. But we try to play a whole bunch of songs that people love to sing along to. We try to introduce people to some new music and play a few songs from the catalog. Quite honestly, it doesn't leave that much room. We are in theaters on this leg. The summers tend to be a little bit more, like radio friendly, and in the theaters we tend to go a little bit deeper. So, but yeah, we try to hit as many of the songs, that we are pretty sure people came there, to hear us play, because they've been on their radar at some point in their lives.
Nice. So tell us about the alternative way that you recorded and wrote Chaos and Bloom.
Well, this record was done during the pandemic. So when we went in to record that record, the vaccines hadn't even been released yet. So you really couldn't be around anyone. And with those restrictions in place, John decided to just produce the record on his own, and with the help of a couple of friends. And so we just basically sequestered the band, as I mentioned, in Woodstock, and just sat out there in the woods and played. And it had been decades since we had done that. When we were kids, that's how we did it. But once there was a record labels and managers and all that kind of stuff involved, all of a sudden there's tons of folks around. This was just us sitting in the woods writing songs. So it was definitely a different process than we were used to, or than we had gotten used to. But I think as far as purity of process goes, I think this was this is a pretty pure record for us.
Exactly. You didn't have a bunch of people in your ear. You didn't have a bunch of focus groups. You were able to get down to the music. And then I understand that made recording at Dreamland so much fun, other than, of course, the ticks.
Yeah, well, I got a few tick bites. I managed to escape the Lyme disease. When we first got, it was just crazy. We're not rural dudes at all. so it was a trip, man. Things we would find outside our door, like nature happens out there, man, and there were a couple of times that we were shocked by some of the things that we discovered. As the studio itself was up on a hill, and the old rectory, which is where we were sleeping, was down at the bottom of the hill. So every night, you'd come back up this hill, and like the moon would be behind the church, and it would be like dark, and you'd hear things rattling in the woods. It's things that are nightmares are made of, but it was definitely I think a beneficial time for this group.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it sounds phenomenal. It sounds like you were able to get back with your roots and really connect on a stronger level.
Yeah. We definitely. I don't know if it'll ever happen again, but it was definitely, considering what was going on at the time, the stars kind of lined up and made, a cool experience for us.
Nice. Congratulations on Iris eclipsing over 1 billion streams on Spotify. How does it feel to have your music resonate, not just with, when it came out, but with multiple generations of families?
Yeah, that song kind of never slowed down, quite honestly. Like, every year something would happen, some kid in, America's Got Talent or Ukraine's Got Talent or whatever, would sing it, and all of a sudden, it would like take on this life, in England it would go in the top 10 again, and that kind of stuff. Or, someone would, do a cover and, would take off, and then they would hear our version and be reminded, and our version would take off back up the charts again. And, now with the dawn of social media and, all these, fragments of, samples of songs that people are using and stuff, we've gotten another huge boost from TikTok and, Instagram Reels and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, man, it's been exciting to watch, and, a pretty, enormous shadow to dodge in and out of,
Oh, definitely.
To stay out of the hot sun sometimes.
But yeah, I mean, you guys have had so many people over the years cover your music. You've inspired so many generations of music and artists. I mean, it has just got to be a phenomenal feeling to have been embraced like that.
Yeah, I'm just happy and amazed and grateful, that I'm still able to be out here. A lot of the folks that we came up with, are finding other paths in life and stuff. And, we've been lucky enough to be able to, make this our main thing for a really long time, and still, have families and, have lives as well, which is, I think, one of the reasons that we're still able to do this, quite honestly, because, we haven't completely ignored those portions of our lives. I think your life can go topsy-turvy really quickly in this, if you don't pay attention to it. So, I think we've done a decent job of that.
Definitely. And then, with that, obviously so many people have covered your music, but what do you like to cover?
Currently we're doing a Tom Petty song. Tom Petty songs are great for this band. Like, we kind of interject a little bit more distortion into them a little bit, and make them exciting. So, we're doing Running Down a Dream right now, which is kind of exciting. We're working on some Elvis Costello before we left on this tour too. That would be fun to do.
Nice.
But yeah, we've covered a ton of stuff over the years.
It's the time of the year everyone's starting to embrace the spirit of the holidays by listening to their favorite Christmas albums. How does it feel to have It's Christmas All Over brighten so many people's holidays?
Man, anytime you can, wiggle your way into the fiber, of culture, it's a good thing, I think, and once again, John's a big fan of Christmas. I like Christmas. My kid likes Christmas, but John really has a thing for Christmas. So, he really embraced that project pretty wholeheartedly.
Do you have a favorite Christmas memory that you could share with us?
Oh my goodness. Man, most of my current favorite Christmas memories have to do with my kid. Just coming downstairs and just kind of, just seeing everything through her eyes again and sort of reliving, those same feelings that I had when I was a kid, through her excitement, she, like her anticipation, of that day and stuff like that. It's really exciting.
That is awesome. To be able to I know I'm the same way. I have a son, and just seeing his joy and his passion and just how much he enjoys the holidays and the togetherness. That has got to be such a great feeling for you.
Yeah. I love it. My daughter's going to be 11 this year, so we're about to enter another phase of our relationship for sure. But it's like a child experiencing the magic of that time is really inexplicable.
That is awesome. Samesies. That's how old my boy is. He's 11, and just he's at that age where they still enjoy the holidays and they still want to be around the family, because I understand when they get to be teenagers and stuff, they start to kind of be all independent and stuff. But they, right now it's just that golden time.
Yeah, you got it.
Well, it has been a pleasure having you on the show. Before we let you go, where on social media, where on the web, where can we learn more about the Goo Goo Dolls?
Yeah, just jump in on googooDolls.com, and we've been all over the web and social media for a really long time. We got a really great network of folks, a lot of people who have made good friends over the years, through coming to see shows together and connecting together, on social media and stuff. So, man, just googooDolls.com, and it'll lead you all over.
That is awesome. Well, Robby, thank you for joining us today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man. It was great talking with you.
Black Friday prices now available at Appliance Factory. Save up to 40 to 80% on thousands of in-stock appliances and mattresses. Largest inventory in Ohio, Appliance Factory gets exclusive factory buys from manufacturers at huge discounts, and they pass the savings on to you. Guaranteed to beat Lowe's and Home Depot's Black Friday sale prices. Save up to 40 to 80% on GE, Maytag, KitchenAid, Bosch, all the major brands. Mattress Kingdom inside Appliance Factory has inventory. They have all the best selections on Purple, DreamCloud, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, unbeatable savings. Black Friday prices now at Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom. Good morning, Dreamhouse Nation. James Lewis of TDH joining us today from the Nitro Extreme Stunt Motor Show is Chelsea Nugent. Chelsea, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So what is the Nitro Extreme Stunt Motor Show?
The Nitro Extreme is an all-new, extremely unique show that Cirque Italia has brought here to the U.S. We actually feature 3 of the stunt drivers from Fast and Furious 7, 8, and the new number 10 that they just wrapped up filming before coming on tour with us. One of the stunt drivers from Mission Impossible who drifted with Tom Cruise, the world champion drift car racer, motorcycle stunt, Globe of Death. It's a full 2-hour show that's basically like Fast and Furious live. You get to see movie quality stunts live in front of you.
Wow, that is insane. Because, I was describing it to somebody as that, but I was, kind of tongue in cheek. I was like, yeah, it'd be like watching those movies, but live. No, literally it is, because you actually have the people from those shows. That is phenomenal.
Yeah, I know. It's the coolest thing in the world. When kids, it's so great because it's something new and exciting for families. Mm-hmm. So, you bring, my 3-year-old is on tour with us, and gosh, he loves the show. And everyone who comes to our show, their jaw drops the whole time.
Oh, it sounds amazing. I was going to say, I'm a big fan of the Cirque Italia. You guys do such a great job with that. So when I heard you were adding something, anytime you do that, I'm always excited to see it. I mean, not just the regular Cirque Italia, the gold and the silver, but you have, of course, the Alcatraz, you have the scary one. I mean, you got all kinds of good stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we're really excited to be bringing all kinds of new shows to the U.S. right now. All of our shows are doing absolutely wonderful.
Oh, definitely, and they should be, because, they are just such high-quality performers. How did it get started? How did you start the Nitro Extreme Stunt Motor Show?
Well, the owner, Manuel Rebecca, he's the one that brought Cirque Italia to the U.S., thinking he wanted to bring a traveling show that just had a little more quality and a little more intimacy for the people, which is one of the big things that's so wonderful about our shows, is that the people are so close to the action. And he was, thinking once again, the circus is fun, but I want to bring something new. What don't we have? And, a lot of circus shows have that Globe of Death. And they have like the motorcycle on the wire. So they have that little touch of motorsports. But he was like, you know what? No, I'm going to bring some real motor stunts here to the U.S. And he made some calls and found some people and started talking to them and brought them over here and put together this incredible show.
Exactly. He takes just a little ideal and takes it to that next level. I understand his family has had a history and a tradition of doing that, which is just so phenomenal that he is now doing that over here in the States. Now, of course, our listeners, they're wanting to know when and where is this show going to be?
Yes, absolutely. So we are located at the Florence Mall. We're kind of set up right in front of Macy's. Our shows are going to be, we have a show Thursday night at 7:30, Friday night at 7:30. Saturday we have 2 shows, 4:30 and 7:30. And then Sunday we have 2 shows, 1:30 and 4:30. So plenty of options to come see our shows. And then you can get your tickets at www.nitroextreme.com. Or we do have a ticket office on site at the mall, open every day at 10 a.m.
That is phenomenal, because I was going to say, I understand that, some of the shows have sold so well that you've had to add extra shows, which is why you have, now you're up to, 6, I guess?
5, but we're building the 6th one now, yeah.
That is phenomenal. So just all kinds of great stuff going on. That is just, I wrote this question the other day. People have told me that the Nitro Extreme Stunt Motor Show feels like it is being on the set of an action movie like Fast and Furious? Well, of course it feels like that because you have some of the people from the set. Is that a fair description? Well, yeah, I would think so. That would definitely be a fair description.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So what attractions, besides, like you mentioned, the Globe of Death is one of them, the Type Wire, what are some of the other cool things that we should expect to see during that awesome 2-hour show?
So we have our drift cars. We have our Mustangs on 2 wheels. We have our motorcycle stunt rider, which is really, really cool. I actually host the show, and then I end up getting on the bike with the motor stunt driver, and he's so good that he does these crazy tricks with my added weight on the motorcycle. Yeah. And then we have freestyle jumpers jumping up to 50 feet in the air. And we have, like I said, our Globe of Death. And then we have a couple of really cool surprises. So, in order to really make it as close to being on the movie set as possible, we even bring you a fiery explosion where we set one of our cars on fire.
Oh, wow. Now, one of the things that people that have been to the Cirque Italia shows knows is, and it's one of my favorite things, is halftime or intermission. Usually you have somebody you can take a cool picture with. Do you all have that with your show?
We absolutely do. Yes, at the halftime, we open up our arena and we allow the people to come in and get pictures and autographs with the stunt drivers from the Fast and Furious movies.
That is phenomenal, because I got my picture with Bumblebee a couple years ago, so I still have that on my wall. Now, my son, on the other hand, he didn't like my vote, and he wanted to get the picture with the elephant, but unfortunately, due to rules and laws nowadays, they no longer can have the elephant in the show, even though it was just a person in a costume.
Right.
Yeah, because he kept telling me, no, it's a real elephant, Daddy. I'm like, oh, and I'm pretty sure, and I just let it go. But he's just so much fun and just loves your all circus when it comes to town. You all do such an amazing job, and I can imagine that the Nitro Extreme Stunt Motor Show is just going to be so phenomenal. Like you said, getting the opportunity to meet those drivers from your favorite movies, I mean, that is just so cool.
It's an absolute blast. I mean, if you can't miss it, I would not miss this show.
And then one of the other cool things, I understand the motor vehicles are custom built.
So our drivers do customize just a little bit. They do just a couple little tweaks in order to do what they want to do for the stunts, especially the motorcycles. The motorcycle riders, they custom build their bikes from front to back to be able to control them the way that they do.
Exactly. So in other words, for our listeners at home, do not try this. These guys are professionals. They have designed their products to be able to do these things. And it is not something that you see it and you're like, oh, that looks like fun. Don't try it, in other words.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell the audience that every single time. Please don't try anything you see at our show at home. All of our stunt drivers at Nitro Extreme have over 15 plus years experience with everything that they do, and it is extremely dangerous.
Now, one of the things I think is neat, you mentioned your 3-year-old son, so obviously it's appropriate for audiences of all ages, I'm guessing.
Yes, all ages, and we have kids of all ages. The cool thing is that you're not seeing a show that's just exciting for the kids or just exciting for the parents. The parents are just excited as the kids are, and it's really an incredible experience for the entire family together. And we take all of the highest precautions for safety with everything that we do. So, I know in the past some people have been kind of like, oh, maybe we don't want to go to that. It might be a little bit dangerous. We have barriers and we have everything completely contained and safe, and we use safety in everything that we do.
Exactly. Yeah, I kind of figured you already would have the barricades and stuff with that, but the one that really impressed me is because I might melt because I'm made of sugar, is that you all have like covers or awnings. It looks like to, if there was rain or shine, it looks like you all could do the event either way.
Yes, we do the event rain or shine, and all of our seats are covered with a canopy.
That is phenomenal. And then I know with the Cirque Italia, you all have pretty comfortable chairs, so I'm thinking these are going to be also relatively comfortable as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have the same chairs as we do for Cirque Italia for our VIP section, and then our general admission are regular bench seats.
Nice. So it sounds like for me, it is worth the upgrade to get those VIP seats because those are nice and comfy.
They're nice and comfy, and they're a lot closer to the action.
Oh, gosh, yeah. I mean, there are just so many great things to see at this experience. Like you said, it's unfortunately just a limited time. It's going to be that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but it is definitely worth checking out the Florence Mall in Florence, Kentucky, and checking out that Nitro Extreme Stunt Motor Show. Before we let you go, where on social media, where on the web, where can our listeners find out more about you?
So you can find us on Facebook and on Instagram at Nitro Extreme, or you can go to www.nitroextreme.com, buy your tickets there. But we have all kinds of pictures and video of what we do on our Instagram and our Facebook Nitro Extreme show.
That is awesome. It has been a pleasure having you on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been wonderful.
Appliance Factory in Mattress Kingdom has products in stock and available to take home today. With 5 stores and almost 40 years in business, they are Ohio's appliance experts, and they help you to get the right product at the right price with a huge inventory. You can save 30 to 60% every day on everything from Bosch and Viking to LG, GE, and KitchenAid at unbeatable savings and in stock. Plus, Mattress Kingdom inside Appliance Factory has everything from Tempur-Pedic and Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and DreamCloud mattresses in stock. Stop by any one of Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom's 5 Ohio locations today, or visit online at appliancefactory.com.
Good morning, Dreamhouse Nation. James Lewis of TDH. Joining us today is professional wrestler Dimitrios Papadoniou. Dimitrios, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
It is our pleasure having you on the show. Shoot, your name is getting out there. I mean, a lot of people are talking about you, so we wanted to have you on before you get too big for us.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity.
So, where were you? Were you a wrestling fan growing up?
Of course.
So, who were your favorites? Who inspired you?
So many. When I was young, obviously really young, Hulk Hogan. Being a little Hulkamaniac, running around like a crazed little kid, with the big muscles and all this stuff, and Hulkamania running wild. But what really got me into professional wrestling and where my heart lies is with the NWA and Jim Crockett Promotions. And the match that made me want to be a wrestler was Sting versus Ric Flair. Now, it wasn't their Great American Bash or Clash of the Champions match. It was just a regular TV match here in it was on Channel 11. I believe it was called Power, NWA Power, maybe been the TV show at the time. And it was a regular TV match. And I saw Sting, and I was like, wow. And then what reaffirmed my my dream of becoming a wrestler was watching him versus Mike Rotundo when he was in the Varsity Club, and him beating Rotundo for the NWA TV title in under a certain amount of time, and actually winning the strap and winning like $15,000 in cash. I ran up to my mother. I'm like, Mom, I know what I want to be when I grow up. She's like, what is it, dear? I'm like, a professional wrestler. She's like, oh, that's nice. Go play with your toys. And I felt like Ralphie from Christmas Story. When you shoot your eye out, kid, that type of scenario.
Nice. Well, I was going to say the great news is NWA Power is still a thing. Shoot, we just had one of their announcers, Joe Galley, on the show the other day, and they still do that show. I mean, I had trouble believing it as well, because same thing, I grew up on NWA and WWE, and and just couldn't believe that was still going strong.
Yeah, man, the NWA is a force to be reckoned with, that's for sure. Joe Galley's a good brother, so they're doing the right thing. They're doing what they're doing, and they're doing it well.
Exactly. And then they're partnering with other folks, which I think is really great, because they've had some of their people go to other places. They've had like some of the MLW people come to them. Just a lot of really great things. Yeah,
man. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's, professional wrestling, sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it. It's better when people work together as opposed to try to work against each other.
I agree with you 100%. Now, which school did you go to, or did you go to both of these? Because I understand the Doghouse and the Academy both had influences.
Well, this is the deal. I was trained at the LIWF, the Long Island Wrestling Federation Doghouse, in Brooklyn, in New York. My trainer was Homicide. But what happened was, after a couple of years at that school, the school itself lost its lease and they had to shut down. So I continued going to, I was already on the independent scene at the time, but I still was training continuously every week. And I ventured over to the New York Wrestling Connection, the NYWC Academy out in Long Island, along with my tag team partner at the time, Havoc, God rest in peace. And just continued my training over there, and was accepted and sat under the learning tree of Mikey Whipwreck as well, and he polished me up. So to this day, I consider both those individuals my trainers, both Homicide and Mikey Whipwreck.
So tell us about their teaching philosophies. What was the difference between Homicide and Mikey Whipwreck?
Well, I've said this before many of times, that if you're a great professional wrestler out of the Northeast area, you probably came out of one or two camps. One was either Homicide or the other one was either Mikey Whipwreck. And being fortunate enough to sit under both learning trees, I think I got the best of both worlds. Their teachings were very similar, very strict, very hard. They focused on fundamentals, footwork in the ring, being a person who knew his place in the ring, as opposed to just flying all over the place and not knowing, where to be at a certain position. Footwork was mainly the most important thing. Respect for your peers, respect for the sport, respect for the locker room, respect, just it's old school training. And it wasn't what people would see nowadays, where it's a business. They would literally beat it into you, and if you didn't give it back, you didn't earn their respect. So very similar on both fronts.
So it feels like your training was more like NWA, where it was wrestling versus, and not to disparage other companies by any stretch of the means, but other companies that have gotten more in the sports entertainment. And you can definitely see a difference in programming, where some of them are more story driven versus some of them are more wrestling driven. And you can tell a story with a match as opposed to telling a story with words.
Well, absolutely. There's many, wrestling's like ice cream. There's many different flavors. Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. To steal that from Dr. Tom, a saying that he told me once. Tom Pritchard, that is.
Oh, yeah.
And, for those listeners who don't know who Dr. Tom is. Mm-hmm. But fact is, you can't have one without the other. Now, as far as the ratio as to how much you want, that's up to the individual. Some people feel sports entertainment should be 10, 20, 30% of the equation, as opposed to 60, 70, 80%. And there's people on the other side of the spectrum as well that feel that sports entertainment should be the vast majority of the equation, and professional wrestling should be the minority portion. But, again, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. So, you put 10 people in a room, you're not going to please all 10 people. So it is what it is.
Exactly. No, I completely understand. Actually, the nice thing is we had Dr. Tom on the show about a year ago, and yeah, he was phenomenal. He told us all about his school down in Tennessee. Yeah,
nice guy, sweetheart, great trainer, trained many people that you see on TV right now, and he's a testament to what's good of the business. There's a lot of bad things in the business. There's a lot of good things in the business. He's one of the good things.
Exactly. That is a great thing. And it's just interesting to find out about the influences that some people have had outside of in for the ring, but not just, they're wrestling themselves, but what they've passed on to the next generation.
Well, of course, that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, there's an old saying that Jim Cornette once said, and I'm not dropping names left and right here, but this is where I got it from, so I'm giving credit.
Yeah, you're just giving credit.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have the opportunity to help somebody, and you don't take that opportunity to help them, and you're being selfish, then you're a prick. Sorry for the language. But if you do what you're supposed to do and help them, then guess what? Then they will pay it forward, hopefully. So I'm a big proponent of that. Whatever you learn from your elders, you pass it on to the next generation, and keep the business alive and keep it healthy and keep it fresh and keep it moving to the right direction, as opposed to letting it falling into the wrong hands and having it, dissolve.
So let's focus more back on you. The Greek god Papadon, who is that?
Person you're speaking to right now, it's the alpha and omega of pro wrestling, the greatest on-site talent that there is today, the greatest professional wrestler alive, period.
See, I was thinking that was based on some actual Greek god from back in the, I'm bad with history, so I'm going to say a long time ago as opposed to a time period, but...
Well, put it this way, I'm of Greek descent. I speak it, I read it, I write it. My parents came from Greece, first generation American. I live over here in New York. But fact is, the Greeks invented wrestling. Greeks invented everything. We invented, democracy, psychology, philosophy, mathematics. Majority of all the words in the English language derive from a Greek root word. So we also invented wrestling. We are the forefathers of sports entertainment, because sports entertainment is a combination of pro wrestling, of the actual sport of wrestling, and drama. And Greeks invented drama. So my persona that I portray when I'm wrestling is that I am the Greek god of pro wrestling. You have the Greek god of, whatever, the sea. You have Greek god Zeus. You have Greek god of beauty, the Greek god of war. I'm the Greek god of pro wrestling.
Nice.
And fact is, the fact that this business and this sport is embedded within my DNA makes me better than the other competitor, especially better than the fans that come to the events. And I let them know that. And at the end of the day, there's nothing better than a villain that has a self point of view that isn't fictional. So I portray it. I administer it in the show. The fans bite on it. They hate me. And I'm always getting the loudest reactions in the crowd, in the event. And when people leave the shows, besides, other wrestlers who were on the card that did their flippity doodahs and had a great match, they're always talking about me, because I make that emotional connection with them 10 out of 10 times, because that's what it's about. Making that emotional connection with the fans and leaving them with a moment and a memory. And that's what I'm all about.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that is definitely one of those things that some people overlook, but the emotional connection is the biggest part of professional wrestling. Now, you've had the pleasure of wrestling in many different leagues. Tell us about some of those.
Wow. Where can I start? I wrestled all over the United States. I wrestled in the UK for Brian Dixon. I recently did a couple of matches at AEW, which was a great experience. I wrestled for TNA when they were in Nashville doing the weekly pay-per-views. I wrestled for Ring of Honor. I've done extra work for WWE. Wrestled in Madison Square Garden before they, in front of, WWE agents and everybody you see on TV now. I've wrestled. I've been doing this 23 years. So, you see guys like CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joe. I've been in the ring with all of them, had great matches with all of them, So, again, just a testament of my hard work and my work ethic. Hopefully my number will be picked soon and you get to see me on a national level. But until that time comes, I'll just continue to hone my craft and do what I do best. And that's, put on a great performance and make that emotional connection with the fans and give them their money's worth.
Recently, we've seen you in 2 Haas battles with Lance Hoyt and Brian Cage, where you stood toe-to-toe with them. Just tell us about your experiences with that.
Well, they were both very great competitors. Obviously, they're very big. Brian Cage being a massive human being physically. Lance Hoyt or Lance Archer, same thing, but he's also very tall. He's almost 7 feet tall. So at the end of the day, they were very kind as far as being giving. They were very understanding that they are only as good as their opponent. So they wanted to have a good match that told a good story and connected with the fans. And we were all on the same frequency, on the same wavelength. So hopefully the people who saw the matches and people who attended to the AEW shows were able to process it, digest it, and realize what we were doing. From the feedback that I got both behind the scenes from the AEW talent, the management team, and all the fans and all the other wrestlers, I did my job, they did their jobs, and we got the point across from what I was told. So it was a great experience overall, and hopefully it leads to bigger and better things with that company. We'll see. Only time will tell.
Exactly. It sounds like things are going in the right direction, getting your name out there. Speaking of getting your name out there, where on social media, where on the web, Where's the best place for our fans to find more out about you?
It's very simple. On Instagram and Twitter, it's at Greek God Papadon. On Facebook, it's Dimitrios Papadoniou. My YouTube page, where I have matches and promos, it's Greek God Papadon. My pro wrestling tee store, where you can go get T-shirts of Greek God Papadon, is Pro Wrestling Tee/Greek God Papadon. So as you can see, there's a pattern forming because the wrestling fans, unfortunately, aren't the sharpest tools in the shed. So I try to keep it simple for them. So that's where you can find me online.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I was going to say I'm a big wrestling fan, but I agree with you 100%. We like things nice and easy. We like things bite-sized. We like things that we can quote, yes, 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 or no, no, no. Don't make it too complicated because we will get confused rather easily.
Can I also plug one more thing? I also do two podcasts.
Of course.
Outside of wrestling. Yeah. One podcast is called The New Force Order. Very similar to the New World Order, but it's the New Force Order. It's a Star Wars podcast with myself and two other co-hosts, one of them named Spiro Antonopoulos, who's an independent movie director, and Alex Arroyo, who's a doctor here in Brooklyn. We talk about Star Wars. It's a Star Wars podcast. So if you're into Star Wars, give us a listen. New Force Order. We're on all the platforms. And then I do another podcast called The Conspiracy Horsemen. We've been around for a few years. We recently got shadow banned, quote unquote, taken off all platforms because of content, but we're coming back now slowly but surely. It's myself, Big Sal Graziano from the FBI, Stevie Richards from BWO, and Ben Hamin, who are four pro wrestlers who just talk about free thinking and always questioning the narratives and your favorite conspiracy theories. So that's called The Conspiracy Horseman.
Sounds great. Well, Dimitrios, it has been a pleasure having you on the show.
Well, thank you for having me, man. And I look forward to seeing all these people at the matches, and hopefully we'll get to this again sometime.
Appliance Factory in Mattress Kingdom has products in stock and available to take home today. With 5 stores and almost 40 years in business, they are Ohio's appliance experts, and they help you to get the right product at the right price with a huge inventory. You can save 30 to 60% every day on everything from Bosch and Viking to LG, GE, and KitchenAid at unbeatable savings and in stock. Plus, Mattress Kingdom inside Appliance Factory has everything from Tempur-Pedic and Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Dream Cloud mattresses in stock. Stop by any one of Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom's 5 Ohio locations today, or visit online at appliancefactory.com.
Good morning, Dreamhouse Nation. James Lewis of This Dreamhouse, the show that is all about the house. Joining us today from Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom is Jesse Criswell. Jesse, thank you for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having me on. As always, we appreciate it.
So why do so many members of the Dreamhouse Nation shop at Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom?
Well, it's because we have the greatest people, the greatest deals, and availability of all the best products. We have the ability to give our customers what they need readily in stock, and we're able to give them at discounted rates on a lot of products that other people can't even get close to touching that price.
Is that why you have so many 5-star ratings?
A lot of it, yes. People are very happy with the deals they get, but they're also very happy with, working with very skilled and trained associates that are, dedicated to making sure that they get the order right and they follow through from the time of the sale all the way till the customer, actually receives their product.
Yeah, I understand a lot of other locations or places can't say that. They're more 1s and 2s and 3 stars.
Yeah, that's sure, because a lot of places, I like to refer to, they clerk things. A lot of times you work with somebody, they sell you something, and then you never hear from them again. We're here at Appliance Factory. Our guys are dedicated to make sure that not only you find the right products, but you also get them delivered and installed in a timely fashion, and we make sure that everybody is happy in the end.
Well, the Dreamhouse Nation, of course, already loves Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom, but for those that are new to the show and maybe haven't been to an appliance factory, where are they located?
Well, we're all over. We have locations in Indiana, both in Terre Haute and Evansville. We have many locations here in the Cincinnati area, one on Beachmont Avenue, one over on Field Journal near Mason, one up in Miamisburg. We also have one in Tri-County. We have our newest store down in Florence, Kentucky, and then we also have a location over in Columbus.
What are your typical hours of operation?
We're generally open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. during the week. Saturdays from 10 to 7, and then on Sundays we're open from 11 to 6.
Nice. And then, of course, a lot of people, have been backlashing against companies for opening too much either on Thanksgiving or Black Friday. What are your plans? What are the hours of operations for Black Friday?
As of right now, Black Friday, we're just going to run, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We are closed on Thanksgiving, and we're actually running Black Friday prices now. So you beat the crowd. You don't have to worry about standing in line or worried about availability. You can come in now, and we're honoring those prices at this moment.
Wow, that is awesome. I was going to say, so they can go ahead and take advantage of the savings while the products are still in stock, as opposed to waiting to the last minute, showing up on Black Friday and there being a long line or being a shortage on product, which usually doesn't happen at Appliance Factory because, let's be honest, you all have that warehouse in Tri-County that is full of appliances.
Oh, yeah. We have literally thousands of appliances in stock, both in our warehouse, and our locations also have items that are primed and ready to go. So you can, pop into any of our stores and walk out with an appliance that day.
That is awesome. That you bring a truck, you bring a van, you bring an SUV, and they'll just load it up for you.
Absolutely. Or, we do offer full service delivery and installation. And as opposed to a lot of the big box stores, we're usually only out a day or two. A lot of times we can get you next day delivery.
Oh, wow. That is phenomenal. Yeah, because I understand you all deliver on pretty much every day except for Sundays.
That is correct.
Excellent. And then your installs are what, Monday through Friday?
That is correct as well.
Oh, awesome. I've been doing my research, so I'm on top of things. I love talking about Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom.
Well, we love you talking about us.
So with the appliance part, what are some of the big specials? What are some of the things we need to know about? I mean, where are they going to get those crazy good deals?
I mean, as of right now on appliances, pretty much everything is on sale. We do have a lot of special internal, like instant rebates where you can save money instantly on top of the sale prices. A lot of manufacturers are also running, great rebates where you can get some money back after the sale. But then we also have, our open box selection, things that either are uncrated or have, slight cosmetic defects that we have marked down to give our customers even more exceptional savings. And a lot of times you can bundle, you can double dip. You can bundle those out-of-box savings with our rebates and some of the manufacturers' rebates to even get greater savings.
Now, normally I want my family to listen to the show, but since I'm about to give away their Christmas presents, I hope they're not this time, because you all have those mini fridges. They were like $400 and they're down to $129. They're perfect for like an office. They're perfect for a dorm room. They're perfect for the bedroom, and oh my gosh, I got so many family members that's going to be the great gift for. And they're going to think I spent $400 on them when they're only $129 now.
That is correct. Yeah, we have a lot of different, crazy deals like that. A lot of people, think of appliances, as major kitchen appliances and laundry, but we still carry things, like mini fridges. When it's hot, we carry air conditioners. We have an array of, some countertop options for appliances too. So we really kind of touch, base on all versions of appliances, really.
Oh, definitely. That's the great thing. I was going to say pretty much anything you can think of. It seems like you guys have it there. And one of the ones I was going to say, I mentioned I'm buying them, though, the mini fridges. What I'm buying for myself, because, of course, I love buying Christmas presents, not just for other people, but for myself, that little ice maker thing where it's got the little water tank. Oh my gosh, that seems so awesome. It's like having Sonic or Frisch's at your house.
Correct. Yes, it does make the nugget style ice with the GE Opal ice maker. They are huge and very popular with everybody.
Oh gosh, yeah. I can't imagine how popular my house is going to be for entertaining, because people are going to want to come over. They're like, no, let's go to his place. He has the good ice.
Absolutely, yes. That nice nugget ice. Everybody loves that.
Nice. And then, of course, one of the areas I think is just so awesome, because you have, 3 stores in one. You have, of course, the regular appliances. You have the out-of-box special buys. And then, of course, the mattresses. And I think that is one area that is just huge for you guys, because you all have those crazy new purple mattresses, which are just so darn comfortable. Tell us about them and some of your other brands that you carry.
Yeah, we carry all the new innovative brands. So Purple has been very huge for us. People do love that unique feel. And they have that grid system on the top that really, helps conform to your body. And we also carry Dream Cloud, Nectar, as far as, that, like I said, those new kind of innovative brands. We also carry your legacy brands too, that those household names that everybody remembers. And we have Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, and Sealy. And we've actually recently brought on Sherwood for those kind of budget mattresses, but you can buy those with confidence as well because they are a Tempur Sealy company as well. So we do carry, your budget mattresses all the way up to, your high-end luxury mattresses. So we got a little bit of everything for everybody.
Exactly. I understand those Sherwoods are very popular this time of year because, you have that guest room and you're like, yeah, I want to upgrade it, but I don't want to go crazy with it because I don't want people to want to move in. Because if I put a Tempur-Pedic in there, my mother-in-law will want to move in, but I want her to be comfortable while she's visiting us from out of town. So the Sherwoods are a sure bet.
Absolutely.
Excellent. And then, of course, if you're buying presents for other folks, like I said, I'm going to treat myself with a nugget ice, but I understand other people want to treat themselves with a nice mattress. And, of course, with the mattresses, I understand on some of them, you save instantly on some of them. You can save on appliances or accessories on some of them. And some of them, you even get a free pillow. You get all three. Or some of them, there's an option for a free adjustable base. So, there are just so many great deals that it's worth to stop on out to Appliance Factory and to experience it and to lay down on the mattresses and try them in person.
Absolutely. So we have all kinds of bundle deals. So if you come in, you can save, up to $300 on a mattress, off an appliance with a mattress purchase. And a lot of those can be double dipped. Like you said, instant savings on a lot of mattresses. Some things, you get a king for the price of a queen or a queen for the price of a full. There's also deals where you said you get free pillows. We do have ones that have like free sheet sets or just more instant savings. So, we have it go all the way around. Whatever you think, we got deals for you.
Definitely. Now, the one thing, though, I do want to point out, don't be like my sister, because my sister, I didn't know she played piano as a kid, but apparently she did, because when she comes in to the store and looks at the beds, she tries to play the piano on the beds, and that doesn't help you to find out what type of mattress you like. You got to lie down, try it out. I understand. One of your associates told me that you offer free 30-minute naps. So I would think it would be more beneficial to experience and to lay down on the mattresses.
Yeah, honestly, we're open, hours a day. If you want to pop in, try one out, we're not going to stop you. We have a great staff, great atmosphere, and, we enjoy the company. So, yeah, stop on in and try out a mattress, and we'll find what works for you.
That is awesome. And then, of course, with doing the Black Friday, Appliance Factory, you're like right in between on this one, the Small Business Saturday, because you give the feel of a small business because, your employees really care about the customers, and it's a one-stop solution with them. You can go to them directly. Like you said, with the big box stores, you can't go back to the person who sold it to you because they've already moved on. So it's kind of got that interesting feel of, is it, Small Business Saturday or not?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, we're really proud of that fact. You hit it right on the head, James.
Exactly, because you got that feel, but then again, you have the buying power of such a major company. It's just the best of both worlds.
Yes, sir, it is.
And then, of course, Cyber Monday, I'm sure there'll be some cyber specials on there, but a lot of times I understand that your company is so good that you even honor those in store.
Absolutely.
That is phenomenal. So, there's just so much going on at Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom. The Black Friday pricing is already up, so you can go ahead and get ahead of the curve. They got the special hours on Black Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., so which is good. You got a little more time, but not anything crazy. It's not that back in the day, 24 hours or any of that nonsense stuff, because no one really needs to be shopping at 2 in the morning. They need to, be able to spend more time with their family. And that is so awesome that you're doing that for your employees.
Yes, sir. We are very proud.
So before we let you go, Jesse, where on social media, where on the web, where can we find out more about Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom?
So you can find us on Facebook. You can find us at appliancefactory.com, and you can also find us on Google, where, like you said, we are very proud of our ratings. We usually tout about a 4.7 star rating across Google, across all our stores. So check us out on Google, see what other people are saying. We're really proud, and we're not hard to find.
That is awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. It is always a pleasure having you on the show, Jesse.
Thank you once again, and you guys have a great day.
Black Friday prices now available at Appliance Factory. Save up to 40 to 80% on thousands of in-stock appliances and mattresses. Largest inventory in Ohio, Appliance Factory gets exclusive factory buys from manufacturers at huge discounts, and they pass the savings on to you. Guaranteed to beat Lowe's and Home Depot's Black Friday sale prices. Save up to 40 to 80% on GE, Maytag, KitchenAid, Bosch, all the major brands. Mattress Kingdom inside Appliance Factory has inventory. They have all the best selections on Purple, Dream Cloud, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, unbeatable savings. Black Friday prices now at Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom. That wraps it up for this week's show. Hope you can join us again next week for This Dream House. This has been James Lewis. Enjoy your weekend.